Hare Krishna devotees, Dhamma Pranam, welcome to all the devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances. Now we are continuing our discussion on the chapter number 5 of Elevation to Krishna Consciousness book. Chapter number 6. We have already completed chapter number 5 and now we are starting with chapter number 6. So we already know the things and the topics in detail. So especially these books contain about the human and animal life, the choosing of human and animal life differences, then after the hard struggle for happiness towards peaceful society, knowing Krishna, knowing Krishna's energy, and now this is taking to Krishna's consciousness. So before starting, please let us offer our obeisances to the Guru and Gauranga and all the senior Vaishnava devotees. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatan Sahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vidamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratuse Namah Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshadarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare. So before start, I want mercy and prayers from each and every devotees so I can repeat the words of Srila Prabhupada without unmotivated or personally motivated interpretations and examples which contains no authoritativeness. So please bless me that I can repeat and also practice in my life as well. Okay, so we are moving towards taking to Krishna consciousness. In India, all scriptures and great spiritual teachers, including Shankaracharya, an impersonalist, accept Krishna as the Supreme Lord. In the beginning of his commentary on Bhagavad Gita, Shankaracharya says that Narayana is transcendental to this manifested and unmanifested creation. And in the same commentary, he says that the Supreme Personality of Godhead Narayana is Krishna appearing as son of Devaki and Vasudeva. Thus in this respect, there is little difference of opinion about Krishna. Those who are authorities, be they impersonalist or impersonalist or personalist, are in agreement that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. When Krishna was present on this planet, he proved by his activities and opulence that he is the Supreme Lord. If we actually anxious to understand who and what the Supreme Lord is, all of his information is given in Vedic literatures. If we realize whatever we have in our possession to understand God, Krishna will prove that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If we but accept this one fact, then all our education is complete. It is fashionable to research, to try to find out who is God, but this is not necessary. God is present and He himself says, Mattah parataram nanyat kinchitasti dhananjaya mai sarvamidam proktam sutre manigana hiva. Translations. O conqueror of wealth, Arjuna, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a thread. Bhagavad Gita chapter 7 verse number 7. This information is not only given in Bhagavad Gita but in other scriptures as well, and it has been accepted from the very beginning by the great acharyas like Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Lord Chaitanya and many others stalwart devotee authorities. Even at the present moment, those who do not accept Krishna as the Supreme Lord are accepting the knowledge given by Kṛṣṇa to Arjuna. Even at the present moment, those who do not accept as the Kṛṣṇa as the Supreme Lord are accepting the knowledge given by Kṛṣṇa to Arjuna. So in this way, they are accepting Krishna indirectly. If one accepts Bhagavad Gita as a great book of knowledge, he is also accepting Krishna. There is no doubt that the Supreme Absolute Truth is Krishna and that we have our eternal relationship with Him. Our eternal relationship with God is Sabandhajana. God is great and we are subordinate. He is the predominator and we are predominated. The duty of subordinate is to please the predominator. Similarly, if we want to be happy, we must learn how to make Krishna happy. This is the process of Kṛṣṇa consciousness. But how is it to be understood that Supreme Lord is satisfied by our services and labor? It is actually possible to perfect our service or occupational duty. It is actually possible to perfect our service or occupational duty. Everyone has some service to perform according to his designations. He may be an Indian or American, Hindu, Muslim or Christian, man, woman, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra or whatever. In any case, he is meant to do some sort of work, and that work is his occupational duty. Perfection of duty can be tested by seeing whether the Supreme Lord is satisfied by its execution. The Supreme Lord's satisfaction can be tested by Lord's representative, the spiritual master. Therefore, it is important to seek out a real representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and work under him. If he is satisfied, then we should know that the Supreme Lord is also satisfied. That is explained by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado Yasya prasadan nagati kuto api Dhyayanstuvam tasya yasyastri sandhyam Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam. Translations. By the mercy of Supreme Spiritual Master, one is benedicted by mercy of Krishna. I repeat, by the mercy of Spiritual Master, one is benedicted by the mercy of Krishna. Without the grace of Spiritual Master, no one can make any advancement. Therefore, I should always remember the Supreme Spiritual Master. Therefore, I should remember always the Spiritual Master. At least 3 times a day, I should offer my respectful obeisances unto lotus feet of my Spiritual Master. Sandhyam. Translations. Sri Guru Ashtakam, verse number 8. Very important verse. The Spiritual Master is the representative of the Supreme Lord. How does he become a representative? If one says that such and such an object is a pair of spectacles, and if he teach his disciple in that way, there is no mistake as to the identity of the object. The Spiritual Master is who has captured the words of particular disciplic succession. In the case given, the key word is spectacles. That's all. Spiritual Master does not have to say anything beyond that. This is the qualification. Spiritual Master does not have to say anything beyond that. This is the qualification. Krishna says, I am the Supreme, and Spiritual Master says, Krishna is the Supreme. It is not that to be representative of Krishna or to be Spiritual Master. who has to have any extraordinary qualification. He simply has to carry the message from authority as it is without any personal interpretation. As soon as there is some personal interpretation, the message is lost and the instruction becomes offensive. A person who interprets the scriptures according to his own whim should be immediately rejected. Once Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you must at least have enough sense to test to find out who is spiritual master and who is not. For instance, if we want to purchase something, we must at least have some idea of what that thing is. Otherwise, we will be cheated. If we wanted to purchase mango from market, we must at least know what type of food a mango is, what it look like. Similarly, we must have some preliminary knowledge of qualification for bona fide spiritual master. Bhagavad Gita itself gives some information about the succession of spiritual master. Lord Sri Kṛṣṇa says, Imam vivasvate yogam proktavamaham avyayam vivasvan manapi praha manuvekshvaka vibravit evam parampara praptam imam rajar sayovidu sakalena mahata yogo nashtah paramtapa sa evyam mayatidya yoga proktah puratana bhakto sime sakha cheti rahasyam etaduttamam. Translations. I instructed this imperishable science of yoga to the sun god Vivasvan, and Vivasvan instructed it to Manu, the father of mankind, and Manu in turn instructed to Ikshvaku. This supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly kings understood it in that way. But in course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it is appears to be lost. That very ancient science of the relationship of Supreme Lord is today told by me to you because you are my devotee as well as my friend. Therefore, you can understand the transcendental mystery of this science. Srimad Bhagavad Gita chapter 4 verse number 1 to 3. That original spiritual disciplic succession was broken, but now we can receive the same message by studying Bhagavad Gita. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna speaks to Arjuna just as in a far distant time he spoke to the sun god. If we accept the words of Arjuna and Krishna, it may be possible for us to understand Bhagavad Gita. But if we want to interpret it in our own way, the results will be nonsensical. The best way to understand Bhagavad Gita is to accept bona fide spiritual master. This is not very difficult. Arjuna says that he accepts all that Krishna has said to him because Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Nashtamoha smritirlabdha tvatprasadan mayachyuta sthitosmi gata sandeha karishye vachanam tava. Translations. Arjuna said, my dear Krishna, O infallible one, my illusion is now gone. I have regained my memory by your mercy, and now I am fixed, without any doubt, prepared to act according to your instruction. Srimad Bhagavad Gita translation 18 chapter verse number 73. As Arjuna, we should accept Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead and do as he says. Yat karoshi, yat ashnoshi, yat juhoshi dadat, yat tapasyasi kaunteya, yat tatkuru madarpanam. Translations. O son of Kunti, all that you do, all that you eat, all that you offer and give away, as well as all austerities that you may perform, should be done as an offering unto me. Srimad Bhagavad Gita translation chapter 9 verse number 27. By accepting Krishna in this spirit, we can attain complete knowledge. If, however, we do not accept Krishna and interpret Bhagavad Gita in our own way, then everything will be spoiled. If we are sincere, we will get sincere spiritual master by the grace of Krishna. Very important. I am reading once again. If we are sincere, we will get a sincere spiritual master by the grace of Krishna. If, however, we want to be cheated, Krishna will say it as a cheater and will be cheated throughout our lives. That is actually going on. For those who do not want to understand Krishna as he is, but want to understand Krishna by dint of their own imperfect vision, Krishna, God, remains unknown. The whole process is to accept Krishna and his instruction and therefore to render devotional service unto him. It is Srimati Radharani who is very embodiment of perfect devotional service In Brahma Samhita, Radharani is described as Krishna's expansion of his spiritual potency. In this way, she is non-different from Krishna. The gopis who tends Radha and Krishna are not ordinary women or girls. They are expansion of Krishna's pleasure potency. Radharani and gopis should never be accepted as ordinary women. Indeed, to understand their position, we need the guidance of a spiritual master. If we living entity want to actually associate with Radharani, that may be possible. Although she is not an ordinary woman, we can become associates of Radharani by qualifying ourselves in advanced devotional service. In devotional service, there is no frustration. Even if we perform only a small amount, it will grow. Devotional service, it will grow. In devotional service, there is no frustration. If there is frustration, then there is no devotional service. Very clear. In devotional service, there is no frustration. Even if we perform only a small amount, it will grow. Devotional service is never lost. As far as material things are concerned, whatever we gain in the world will be lost when the body is finished. But since we are eternal spiritual sparks, our spiritual assets goes with us, gradually fructifying. In this way, those who have previously cultivated transcendental consciousness come in contact with Krishna consciousness through this moment. Interest in Krishna consciousness is not commonplace. In Bhagavad Gita it is said that out of many millions and billions of persons, only one is interested in achieving perfection. If we can advertise that simply by reading this book and meditating for 15 minutes, anyone can immediately get power, become successful in business and pass his examination. Many people would be attracted to the book. Many people would be attracted to the book. People are not attracted to Krishna consciousness because they prefer to be cheated by Maya. They think that the perfection of life is in eating a great supply of food, or in sleeping 20 hours, or in having new mate every night or every day. People are interested in these things but not in perfection of life. Every intelligent man should at least experiment with Krishna consciousness. He should say, alright, I have been enjoying this eating or sleeping for so many lives. These things were available for me to enjoy in my birds and animals' body. Now in this life, let me restrict the four principles of animalistic life: eating, sleeping, defending and mating, and let me devote my time to developing Krishna consciousness. In this way, my life will be successful. It is not that we have coined this term Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is always a phrase in the history of the world. Manmana bhav madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mamavastasya satyam te pratijane preyosi me. Manmana bhav madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mamavastasya tevam atmanam atparayanam. Same verses, but little bit difference. So those two verses, translation is that. Please hear. Translations. Always think of me, become my devotee, worship me and offer your homage unto me. The result is you will come to me without fail. I promise you this. Become you are my dear friend. Engage your mind always in thinking of me. Engage your body in my service and surrender unto me. Completely absorb in me. Surely will you come to me. Krishna is referred 2 times. So it is most important thing. Srimad Bhagavad Gita 18.65, first verse, and second one is chapter 9, verse number 34. The phrase Manmana Bhamad Bhaktu means just be always conscious of me. This then is Krishna consciousness. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is repeatedly saying that we should worship him, offer obeisances unto him, and then come to him. Bhagavad Gita clearly points to the absolute necessity of Krishna consciousness, and Bhagavad Gita is accepted as the essence of the Upanishads. Even from the historical point of view, it has no comparison. It has been calculated on the basis of archaeological evidence that Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita on the battlefield of Kurukshetra more than 500 years ago. 5,000, sorry. Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita on the battlefield of Kurukshetra more than 5,000 years ago. So this Kṛṣṇa consciousness movement, even from the historical point of view, is 5,000 year old. Its philosophy is the oldest in history of the world. If we wish to trace it even further back, we find that Sri Kṛṣṇa spoke it earlier to the sun god. Kṛṣṇa is eternal, and consciousness of Kṛṣṇa is also eternal. In this way, Kṛṣṇa consciousness should be approached. It should not simply be considered a theory. When Kṛṣṇa consciousness is covered by any other consciousness, we experience our contaminated conditioned life. When the sky is clear, we can see sun's brilliant effulgence, but when it is covered by the clouds, we cannot see it. We may be able to perceive sunlight, but we cannot see the sun disk itself. When the sky is clear, it is in its natural condition. Similarly, our consciousness is eternally Kṛṣṇa consciousness because we are part and parcel of Kṛṣṇa eternally. This is asserted in 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Mamivansho jivaloke jivabhuta sanatana manasasthani indriyani prakriti sthani karshati. Translations. The living entities in this conditional world are my fragmental parts, and they are eternal. But due to conditioned life, they are struggling very hard with the six senses, which includes the mind. Srimad Bhagavad Gita translations, chapter 15, verse number 7. Somehow or other, we have come in contact with material nature, and because of the mind and six senses, we are struggling hard to exist. That is Darwin's theory, struggle for existence, survival of the fittest. However, the actual fact is that our constitutional position is not one of struggle. Struggle is the position of animal life. Human life should be blissful and should have as its goal spiritual advancement. At one time, that was India's principles of life, and there was a class of people, the Brahmanas, who engage themselves exclusively in spiritual culture. Although Brahminical cultural life is initiated in scriptures of India, it is not for Indians alone. It is not for Indians alone, but for all human beings. The Vedas were written for all mankind, but it is so happened that when Vedas were written, what is not known as the Indian culture was only one extent. At that time, the whole planet is called Bharatvarsha. After Emperor Bharat Maharaj, the son of Rishabdev, Bharat Maharaj ruled the whole planet, but gradually the planet was divided up. So, Dharma of Vedic culture should not simply be considered Hindu or Indian in sectarian sense. Often the word Dharma is translated to mean religion, but to conceive of Dharma as a religion is to misconceive the word. In general sense, the word religion refers to a particular type of faith. The word Dharma does not. Dharma indicates the natural occupation of living entity. For example, wherever there is fire, is heat, there is heat and light. So it may be said that heat and light are the Dharma of fire. Fire cannot change its Dharma. In the same way, liquidity is an intrinsic quality of water, and this quality cannot be changed. If it is, it can no longer be considered water. The Dharma of the individual soul can never be changed, and that Dharma is the occupational duty of rendering service unto Supreme Lord. Faiths and religions can be changed. Today I may be Hindu, but tomorrow I may be a Christian or Muslim. In this way, faiths can be changed, but Dharma is natural sequence, a natural occupation or connection. Kṛṣṇa says that as soon as there is a discrepancy in discharge of dharmas of living entity, when there is an upsurge of unnatural activities, he descends. One of the principal purpose of his descendant is to re-establish religious principles. The best system of religion is that which best trains us to surrender into the Supreme Lord. This is the basic principle underlying Bhagavad Gita. We can select our own religion and be Hindu, Muslim, Buddhist, Christian or whatever, as long as we know the real purpose of religion. Indeed, Srimad Bhagavatam does not recommend that we should give up We give up our present religion, but it does not hint that it does hint at the purpose of religion. which teach us best how to love the Supreme Lord is the best religion. In this age especially, there is a general decay in the consciousness of masses of people. A few people remember that there is a God, but for most part people are forgetting Him. Therefore they cannot be happy. People are thinking that God is dead, or that we have no obligation to God, or that there is no God. This sort of thinking will never make for happiness. When civilization is godless or atheistic as it is today, God or his representative comes to remind people of their relationship with the Supreme Consciousness. When a Sanatana Goswami inquired from Lord Chaitanya, what I am, why I always in miserable condition, what is the possession of all living entities? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately answered that the real identity is that of servant of God. We should not understand that the word servant in the sense of we should not understand the word servant in the sense of materialistic servant. To become servant of God is great position. People are always trying to get some government post or some position in the reputed business firm because the service rendered in such position earns great profits. Although we are very anxious to get good position in government service, we do not stop to think of getting a position in God's service. God is the government of all governments. God's service is dharma. This dharma may be described differently in different countries according to different cultural and climatic conditions or situation. But in every religious scriptures, obedience to God is instructed. No scripture says that there is no God or that we are living entities are independent. Not the Bible, not Quran, the Vedas, or even the Buddhist literatures. Generally, according to the Buddhist philosophy, there is no individual soul and no supreme soul. But actually, since Lord Buddha is accepted by Vedic literature as an incarnation of God, by obeying the Lord Buddha, one is actually following God. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a list of incarnations. The Lord Buddha is accepted as one of them. Srimad Bhagavatam was compiled by Vyasadeva 5000 years ago, and Lord Buddha appeared about 2600 years ago. So Srimad Bhagavatam actually foretold the event of his incarnation. Lord Buddha preached that there is no God and no soul, that this body is a combination of matter, and that when we dissolve this material combination, sensation of misery and happiness will no longer exist. When Shankaracharya appeared to be preached that eternal feature of Brahman, his body, is merely an illusion, and all religious temple worship or acceptance of authority are present. We may accept Kṛṣṇa or Lord Jesus Christ or Joa or Lord Buddha or Shankaracharya or Guru Nanak, but in any case, acceptance of authority is required. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Kṛṣṇa is accepted as supreme authority. Sometimes Kṛṣṇa descends personally, and sometimes he descends by his incarnations. Sometimes he descends as sound vibrations, and sometimes he descends as devotee. There are many different categories of avatars. In this present age, Krishna has descended in his holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also confirmed that in this age of Kali, Krishna has descended in form of sound vibration. Sound is one of the form which the Lord takes. Therefore, it is stated that there is no difference between Krishna and his name. Today, people have forgotten their relationship with God, but this incarnation of Krishna in the form of his holy names, this chanting of Hare Krishna, will deliver all the people of the world from their forgetfulness. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that if we chant or associate with the chanting of holy names of Krishna, we will reach the highest perfection stage of life. According to the Srimad Bhagavatam, there are different processes from different ages, but the principles of each process remains valid in all ages. It is not that the chanting of Hare Krishna is effective in this age and not in Satya Yuga, nor is it that people were not chanting the holy names of the Krishna in Satya Yuga. In Satya Yuga, meditation was the main process. and great munis meditated for a period extending upwards of 60,000 years. In this age, however, perfection by the means of meditation is not possible because we are so short-lived. Consequently, in this age, it is especially recommended that we all sit down together and chant Hare Krishna. It is very easy and everyone can take part in it. There is no necessity of education nor are any previous qualification required. In this age, people are also very slow and unfortunate and they are contaminated with bad association. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu introduced the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare as a great means of propaganda for spreading love of God. It is not that it is recommended only for Kali Yuga. Actually, it is recommended for every age. There have always been many devotees who have chanted and reached perfection in all ages. That is the beauty of this Krishna consciousness movement. It is not simply for one age or one country or in one class of people. Hare Krishna can be chanted by any man in any social position, in any country or in any age. For Krishna is the Supreme Lord of all people in all social position, in all country or in all ages. So here we have completed with the series on discussion of Elevation to Krishna Consciousness book, chapter number 5, Taking to Krishna Consciousness. So if you get any point which very much striking, please do note and if you get some points like mistaken or spelling mistake or recitation mistake, so please forgive. This is only product of mine. And if got any striking point, it maybe comes from parampara, or maybe it surely comes from Guru, because it cannot come in my mind, which is very teeny spiritually. So please bless that I can continue this reading for my purification as well as spreading Krishna consciousness movement, and give the blessings or instructions of Srila Prabhupada to each and every living entity in this world, and to understand that entity, that the actual position of entity and actual duty of entity. Hare Krishna. Your servant Brijesh Tanaya Das.